Hi everyone, Alicia here from Stretch It app, and on today's episode of Stretch It Fundamentals, we cover different exercises that will help to improve your knee flexion so you can sit on your heels like this. Sitting on your heels with this deep knee flexion position can be tough for most, and we did go over several adjustments that you can do. For instance, instead of sitting on your heels, you could just sit cross-legged, or you could sit on a block so the hips are higher, or even sitting in a chair. But maybe you still want to improve your knee flexion and eventually sit on your heels like this. So a couple of things. You might just want to experiment lying on your back and seeing how far you can pull your knees into your chest. If you're limited in this way, then perhaps you could work on your hip flexion and knee flexion. Hip flexion meaning you're deepening your hip crease here by pulling your thighs to your rib cage, and knee flexion, how close can you get your heels to your pelvis? If this is tough with both legs, maybe just try one, and you can go out and in and using your hands to pull your heels in close and then switching the sides. You can repeat 3 to 5 times right and left and eventually pulling your knees in close. Another culprit might be tight quadriceps, and one way we can target those muscles is to lie on your side, grab top ankle, and pull heel to butt. Now notice you don't want your hip crease to be bent here. You want the opposite. You want to flatten it as much as you can so you can properly target the quadriceps while you're pulling heel to butt, and simply switching sides in the same manner. Same setup, pulling heel to butt, again, flattening that hip crease. If you want to practice the actual knee flexion position, we can actually explore it by practicing our low squat position. I have my toes tucked under here, and you rock weight back, landing on the balls of your feet. Now, you can see how much my calves and hamstrings are squashed together. This has the same carryover to where I'm sitting on the backs of my heels. If you want to experiment, maybe this is as far as you can go, and eventually you'll start to drop your hips lower and lower until your hips are already down toward your heels. If 2 legs too much, you can have a seat and see how close you can get your heel to your hips. So notice my opposite leg is out in front of me for support, opposite hand out to the side, and you could just practice shifting forward and back. If your heel is out here, maybe you can shift your hip toward your heel, yes, pushing your knee past your toe, and the same thing. See how close you can get your heel to your pelvis. If it starts out here, that's fine, and eventually you can start to walk your heel closer, trying to get your calves as close to the hamstrings as you can. And when practicing the knee flexion exercise, it might be helpful for you to use blocks because you have now physical feedback to see. If you started with the block on high, you have it high, and then eventually maybe down to medium, down to the lowest, and then you're down to your heels. Yeah, I hope you could do it. If you would like to improve on your flexibility, make sure to check out our classes on the Stretch It app. You can find our link down below in the description box. And if you want to see more videos like these on YouTube, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.